Thank you. Hi, I'm Jay. I'm codependent. I appreciate this opportunity to speak. I'm always honored by being invited. Today I've got, I think, some activist shares, perhaps. If I don't do the work of Codependents Anonymous, I will die. When people talk about the substance abuse addictions, the path from continuing to death is often more obvious. Like, if I'm a drunk and I drive, I can get in a crash and die. But with codependence, with domestic violence and suicide numbers being published, I would argue that there are some pretty clear paths. But there's also the whole unlife thing, the not living. And I have realized that my unliving was the direct result of learning in my childhood that I was on my own. And so I learned the coping pattern of I can do everything on my own because no one else will help me. There's little me, I've got big emotions, I go to my parents and I tell them about my emotions, and I'm told that my emotions will go away. I'm told that my emotions aren't real, and I'm left to figure them out on my own. New things are happening in my day-to-day life, and I have questions about them, but the answers are, when they come, not very understandable to me because they're spoken in adult, and I don't speak adult. Or I get the response, I'm tired, go ask the other parent. I get the response, I don't know either, figure it out. And as a result of that, I learned that I can't ask questions. And so I won't ask questions. And I will just do the best I can with not knowing. And try to look like I do know. And act as if I know. And throughout my life, that led me to I suppose the word disaster is relevant here. It led me to disaster. When I first came to program, I tried to use these tools. Okay, so welcome to Coda. Here's the literature. Okay, great. That if there's literature, I can do this on my own. I don't need other people. But the tools of program were there for me. I had awareness of what they were, but I didn't believe that they were for me. The specific tools were things like reach out calls and sponsorship. And these were in direct opposition to the patterns and characteristics that had kept me safe, alive, from being annoying to my elders, etc. and so on. But today, I have these tools, and I thank higher power every day for these tools. Just the other day, I was reading in a meeting the 7th step. And in the 7th step, there's a line that says, it's right after the 7th step prayer. There's a line that says, we form or enter a partnership with our higher power. And I looked at the word partnership, and I was like, no, I can't have a partnership with my higher power. My higher power is so much more knowledgeable, so much more powerful. I can't be in a partnership. And so what did I do? Well, first, I figured out what was going on in my head by doing journaling. I went inward. Despite everything that I've said, a big part of survival in my childhood was figuring out what other people thought so that I could do those things. And so would go to other people, get their answer, and just make that my answer. But that didn't help me get to know me. So I did the journaling to figure out what my hang-ups were, what my problem with the line was. And then I started texting people. Hey, I'm having a step 7 crisis. May I make a reach out call? And, people don't respond instantly. It's hopefully rare that people are just staring at their phones waiting for me to text. And so I had gotten out 6 or 7 of these messages before the first person came back and said, yeah, sure, how about now? And so I started making reach out calls. And by hearing other people's shares, I learned a lot. And it gave me new things to think about. And by the end of the second call, I was pretty satisfied with the answer that I had. It wasn't exactly other people's answers, but it was a nice blend. I got some seasoning from my reach out buddies. But people kept responding to the texts I had already sent. And I told myself, I can always learn more. And I did. Every single person who I talked to gave me something new to chew on, something new to think about. And suddenly, I feel like I am not, but I feel like an expert on partnership with higher power as a result of having those conversations. And I'm out of time to talk about that expertise, but luckily that's not the point of this share. The point of this share is making reach out calls above and beyond the ones I think I need can be so beneficial to increasing my understanding of myself, to increasing the experience of living the traditions, and the beauty of the group conscience, the gifts that my higher power has for me through the group conscience. This speech was going to be twice as long, so now I need to rethink my second speech.